always on the go, but the day just won't be one without your Hollywood fix. Let Golden State Media Concepts Entertainment Podcast take care of that. An all-inclusive look of pop culture.
Greetings, good people of the planet Earth and the known universe. You're listening to GSMC's Entertainment Podcast. This is your Captain Keith, and today's Entertainment Podcast episode is entitled Nipsey Hussle Dies, T Swift Home Invasion, and Jim Carrey Beef. And we'll get into it. First and foremost, rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle, rest in power. We'll get into that story. The first article we will talk about, our first bit of news is Nipsey Hussle, a reflection on his legacy. So, Nipsey Hussle, a rapper, entrepreneur, activist, community leader, and visionary. It's not uncommon to hear about rappers leaving their neighborhood, plagued by the narrative they switched up on the place that raised them. Nipsey Hussle represented Crenshaw to the fullest. It wasn't only a hood mentioned in his songs, but a place where he grew from a young entrepreneur to a Grammy-nominated rapper and accomplished businessman. The plaza housing his flagship Marathon clothing store was the same spot he grew up hustling. It's no wonder he purchased a corner of the plaza before announcing that he dropped a couple million to acquire the entire plaza. Nip, who constantly preached about the value of black ownership, was fighting against corporate gentrification in the neighborhood he grew up in on a grassroots level. On Sunday afternoon, Nipsey Hussle was fatally shot at the age of 33 in front of the same store where his professional career as a rapper and entrepreneur began. To say his death was simply a loss for the hip-hop would be completely disrespectful toward his life's work. Nip was a beacon of hope, an inspiration to the inner cities, and a leader. As an artist, he embodied West Coast hip-hop in every way possible. A storyteller with an expansive homespun vernacular, Nip dropped gems about the music industry and the streets in the same breath. And where I'm from, homicide boosts the economy / pay taxes to the corners and put in work. It's a policy, he rapped on Hustle in the House, a bleak foreshadowing of his own tragic fate. Nip's industry hustle is similar to that of Jay-Z's in that his business was always on par with his music. The rollout for his revolutionary mixtape Crenshaw embodied his independent grind and reluctance to depend on a major label. Printing out 1,000 copies of the project, Nipsey incentivized the $100 price tag with a free private show, among other perks. He ultimately caught the attention of Hove, who went on to purchase 100 copies from his clothing store to his past days hustling. His experiences and hardships led Nipsey into a position where he could help others avoid the same fate. After his shooting, the LAPD commissioner revealed that he and Roc Nation representative were supposed to meet with city officials to strategize on how to curb gang violence. Nip's death wasn't only a loss for hip-hop, but dare I say it, a loss for humanity. His tragic death is a loss of a community leader with the ambitious goal of creating a local economy that would benefit its residents. As Daylit, D-A-Y-L-Y-T, or his half-brother Bradley would say, Nipsey Hussle was a hood genie. Nipsey's like a genie. Whenever you see problems in the neighborhood, Nipsey appears, explained Daylit, revealing a deep-seated truth in jest. You just need to rub a random fire hydrant in the hood 3 times and he appears. And he's like one of those people that'll grab a Crip and the blood and bring them together. That's cool. There are many people that could vouch for that statement. The legacy that Nipsey left behind will be carried by his fans, but also those he touched on a personal level within his own community. He cared about us. I care about him. You don't understand what he meant to us, a childhood friend said in a heartbreaking interview at the scene of his death. There's not too many people that would do the things he did for us, and regardless of where he came from, he cared. He still came around and supported everybody. Nipsey hired locals from the neighborhood to work in his businesses. He made sure that the position of power he put himself in ultimately empowered others. Anyone who knew him would say the same. As heartbreaking as Nipsey's death is, his purpose went beyond music. In his short lifetime, he brought change to his neighborhood, inspiring people far beyond his own region, whether it's through his community work like launching a STEM center for kids, or the priceless gems he dropped for the price of a stream. Nipsey's legacy is cemented in the minds and the souls of everyone his music and community efforts have touched. Rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle. That was a great article. Yeah. I knew of him, but I didn't know he was doing all those great things. I had no idea. Wow. And in more entertainment news, Jerry Halliwell addresses Mel B's very hurtful claims about their sexual relationship. Oh, man, I love my job. Okay, I mean, definitely sad about Nipsey Hussle, but then I'm reading this and I'm just shaking my head like, seriously? When I read these bylines, man, I'm just like, wow, okay. Jerry Halliwell from the Spice Girls, is addressing rumors that she and Spice Girls bandmate Mel B engaged in a sexual relationship. The speculation started when Mel made an appearance on Piers Morgan's show, Life Stories. She's going to hate me for this because she's all posh in her country house and her husband. But it's a fact. It just happened and we just giggled at it and that was it, she said of their purported romance. It was just that once, Mel B continued. And hopefully when Jerry gets asked that, which hopefully she will after this, she won't deny it because it was just a fun thing. Okay, but Mel, but why are you telling people? That's nobody's business. I mean, what? However, over a week after Mel's remarks were made, Halliwell is speaking out against the claims. In a statement to E! News, Jerry's representative says it has been very disappointing to read about all these rumors again, especially on Mother's Day of all days. She would like you to know that what has been reported recently is simply not true and has been very hurtful to her family. While Jerry calls the statements hurtful, she by no means holds any anger towards Mel B. Moving forward, Jerry can't wait to see the girls and all the fans on the tour. Have an amazing time with everyone and make some new memories, the rep continues. Moreover, the rep says in a message directed towards her fans, Jerry is really grateful for your support and loyalty for so many years. She loves the Spice Girls, Emma, Melanie, and Victoria. Well, it says Emma, Melanie, and Victoria. That might be a typo, I don't know. And it seems like even Mel B is backtracking on her prior statement. In an interview with the Australian radio show Today, 104.1, Scary Spice explained that she never admitted to having sexual relations with anyone. All 5 of us slept in the bed together. We were on tour. We had all of our own hotel rooms booked, but we all ended up bunking in together. That's what girls do, she explained. It wasn't like a big deal. We've known each other 20 plus years. It was just one thing that happened one night. I didn't go into detail about it at all. I mean, why would you even say this and just open? I mean, now you're... And Mel B, of course I've got a love for you, you know, but man, seriously? You created your own mess with this. And with the speculation over their relationship, Jerry has been busy preparing for their tour across the UK and Ireland. On Monday, the singer shared a video of herself rehearsing ahead of their reunion tour, and fans could not be more excited. I mean, that's cool, but first of all, who cares? It's 2019. So 2 famous women who are musicians allegedly sleeping with each other, that's not going to break the bank. That's actually kind of tame compared to what else is going on in social media. Just saying. And entertainment, you know. Bristol Palin announces she's leaving Teen Mom, OG. Oh, man. I didn't even know she was on Teen Mom. Bristol Palin's time on Teen Mom OG is coming to a close, and no, this isn't an April Fool's Day joke, or so she says. The 28-year-old made the big announcement on Instagram on Monday evening and explained why she decided to step away from the show after 1 year. And it's called Teen Mom OG? Seriously? Oh, wow. Teen Mom OG wasn't a fit for me. It took away my peace, and honestly, my peace has a price tag that no one but God can afford. The mom of 3 wrote, "Money doesn't impress me. I don't entertain BS, and walking away from this show allows God to rebuild me and my little fam in the right direction." Bristol praised her fellow co-stars in the show, who included Caitlin Baltieri, Macy Bookout, Amber Portwood, and Cheyenne Floyd. I have love for all the girls on the show and wish them the best of luck in all their future endeavors, she concluded the caption. It was announced in July 2018 that Bristol would join the upcoming season of the MTV show, although the news didn't seem to be all that welcome by fellow cast members. One source stated, at the time, the people were surprised and shocked at her addition to the show rather than someone else from the Teen Mom franchise. The Teen Mom franchise. Wow, those are words I actually had to say on this microphone. I'm just, wow. 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 Bristol's hiring was made public not long after Farrah Abraham's exit from the show and major falling out with the network. Caitlin's husband, Tyler Baltieri, said on the podcast Reality Life with Kate Casey, "Do I think it's weird as hell? Absolutely. Do I think it's really not a good decision for the franchise? Yeah, but that's out of my control." However, Bristol's mom, Sarah Palin, felt otherwise. The former governor of Alaska and vice presidential candidate told TMZ a few days after the announcement that she was proud of her. Bristol sees this as a venue, as a forum for good to help people in a hurting world. So I encourage her to do this. I support her doing this, and I'm proud of her, she told the outlet. In May 2018, Bristol reflected on finding out she was pregnant when she was just 17 years old. 10 years ago this week, my life took the biggest possible turn. I was 17 and a junior in high school. It took hearing your heartbeat for a positive pregnancy test to really mean anything to me, she captioned a photo of herself holding her son, Trip Johnston. She continued, and took holding you in my arms to realize my life was going to be changed forever. I'm so thankful for God's plan over our life and His grace that has covered us entirely. My kids truly are my biggest blessing. Bristol also has 2 other children with her ex-husband, Dakota Meyer. She gave birth to Sailor Grace Meyer in December 2015. They also welcomed a baby girl named Atlee Bay Meyer on May 8, 2017. She and Meyer filed for divorce in February 2018 after 2 years of marriage. She did reveal, however, that she sold her ex-husband's house and congratulated herself by wearing a World's Greatest Ex-Wife shirt. Wow. She explained, "If I can work and sell my ex-husband's house, I can do anything." I don't even know what to say about that. Anyway, Justin Bieber and Hailey Bieber troll everyone with fake pregnancy news. It just seems like my stories are just digging deeper and deeper into the mud. Justin Bieber and Hailey Bieber either just won April Fool's Day or they're actually expecting a baby. At this point, we don't know what to believe. Last week, Biebs sent social media into a tizzy when he admitted that he wants to sustain his marriage and be the father he wants to be. The remark was confusing because until that point, Justin had not said anything about expecting a child. Today, though, he may have just confirmed the news through a series of confusing posts. A few moments ago, Bieber uploaded a photo of an ultrasound on Instagram, not writing anything in the caption. With today being April Fool's Day, half of his fans were skeptical and the other half were congratulatory. It appears as though Justin realized that today is April Fool's Day. A little late, though, because he felt a need to clarify that his post prior was not a joke. If you thought it was April Fool's, wrote Justin on an image of his wife, Hailey, getting checked out at the doctor's office, many fans are still a little wary of his news, but we're going to take the couple's word for it. Congratulations to Justin and Hailey on your pregnancy, unless you're trolling us. Okay, so is it or isn't it? So I guess I'm confused now. Okay. Kylie Jenner finally admits that she's technically not a self-made billionaire. Surprise, surprise. What a shock. Kylie backtracks on the whole self-made thing. Ever since Kylie Jenner was dubbed the youngest ever self-made billionaire by Forbes, the publication as well as the reality star received some criticism from people reminding her that she's part of the most talked about celebrity family, which probably doesn't mean she's self-made. The 21-year-old has clapped back at the hate defending her status. There's really no other word to use other than self-made, because that is the truth. That is the category that I fall under, although I am a special case because before I started Carrey Cosmetics, I had a huge platform and lots of fans. You previously said I did not get money from my parents past the age of 15. I used 100% of my own money to start the company. Not a dime in my bank account is inherited, and I am very proud of that. Yeah, okay. Yeah, but you're rich. You come from a rich family. So even if your parents stop giving you money at 15, you're from a wealthy family. More on this story after this break.
Want to find out what movies to go see? Then check out the GSMC Movie Podcast. It's your ticket to the latest movies, whether it's a new blockbuster event, romantic, comedy, or action flick. This show has got it all covered. They talk some what to go see now. Don't bother. What's hot on Netflix and everything in between. That's GSMCpodcast.com/movie-podcast. When it's all about the movies, it has to be this new show. Don't forget to like them on Facebook and follow them on Twitter. Visit GSMCpodcast.com for more info.
And once again, you're listening to Golden State Media Concepts Entertainment Podcast. This is your Captain Keith talking about Kylie Jenner. Once again, we're reporting on Kylie Jenner and the whole self-made billionaire thing. It looks as though Kylie has had some time to think, and in a more recent conversation with the New York Times, she's changed her tune on how she's grown into being a billionaire. I can't say I've done it by myself, she told the publication. Let me say that one more time for y'all. I can't say I've done it by myself, she told the publication. If they're just talking finances, technically, yes. I don't have any inherited money, but I have had a lot of help and a huge platform, and that does sound a little better. Yeah, because your rich, famous parents have friends and connections and networking. So yes, yeah. So, man. But I guess when you are from a wealthy family, when you're an aristocrat, you do have a different reality than people who are not rich and famous. You really do. I've seen that. Yeah. And I suppose I report on it apparently too. Tamar Braxton's estranged husband, Vince Herbert, reportedly owes $4 million to IRS. Picture of the two of them. Vince Herbert's going through it. Tamar Braxton and Vince Herbert are still sorting out the details behind their divorce, and according to Tamar, they're on good terms in the meantime. Vince has been under the weather, so I've been holding down the fort, she previously stated, but we're not enemies. We co-parent really, really well. While their separation is going well, things on Vince's personal and financial front don't seem to be so hot, since the blast reports that he owes a whopping $4 million in back taxes. The publication details how a tax lien was put on Vince for unpaid taxes for 2013, 2014, and 15. Apparently, he hasn't paid any of the owing amounts, and he's being told to act on it quickly. Yeah, because you will go to jail. You will go to jail if you don't. That's yeah. The breakdown is $2,799,906.26. 2013, $759,758.19. 2014, $466,069. 2015, for a grand total of $4,025,733.45. Okay. If money isn't handed over soon, Vince's assets will be seized from the IRS. Tamar is not listed on the lien, making the outstanding debt solely Vince's. Not too long ago, Vince was dealing with the other financial matters when he got evicted from a Los Angeles condo worth $37,000 per month. The music executive was being sued for $38,850 and other damages for running late on rent. Okay, so he may not go to jail. He may just have his assets seized and frozen, but people do go to jail for tax evasion. So that's a real thing. So we'll see. We shall see. And in more entertainment news, T.I. goes after effing cowards who killed Nipsey and let Zimmerman live. Wow, there it is. The rapper is calling out those he thinks are the fake ones. The game has gotten soft. At least that is according to T.I. The king of the South has been calling on his fellow rappers to not only step up as community leaders, but to handle street business. But he's growing frustrated as many of his complaints he feels has fallen on deaf ears. The murder of Nipsey Hussle has caused both grief and outrage worldwide. And T.I. once again shared his thoughts on social media. In a recent post, he shared a photo that reads, "Y'all killed Nipsey and let Zimmerman live. The streets is done." By Zimmerman, T.I. is referring to George Zimmerman. But that's also like a line that Jay-Z had on Drake's new album, just to let you know. The man responsible for chasing down and shooting a 17-year-old Trayvon Martin, Zimmerman was later acquitted and went on to publicly promote racist ideologies online. The rapper captioned the image by writing, "You ends ain't tough, ain't fooling me 9-bit. Okay. Fun fact, you get the same time for killing the bad ones you do for killing the good ones. Effing cowards, wake up. Brothers," censor. This isn't the first time T.I. has called out who he claims are about the street life to come through to handle police business. Recently, when a video went viral showing Austin Shuffled, a white man savagely beating a black woman in Dallas after he complained about how she parked, T.I. wanted to know why the city's rappers didn't mobilize and organize on the victim's behalf. If you was in Dallas, Yellow Beezy, Trap Boy, Freddie, all you cats out there who holding down the turf, Tip said at the time, "This crap on your watch? I don't want to hear none of that tough crap, man, from none of y'all. It's time, brother," censor. Yellow Beezy later responded that he wasn't even in town at the time, but he would reach out to Tip to follow up. Okay. So now we have men beating women in the streets over parking spots? Seriously? That's really disturbing. It is a mad, mad world. Sophie Turner on why fiancé Joe Jonas has to sign a Game of Thrones NDA, non-disclosure agreement. Dying to know how Game of Thrones ends, it pays to be engaged to one of the stars. Sophie Turner is sharing how her fiancé, musician Joe Jonas, became privy to how the final season of the HBO drama pans out. But the inside knowledge didn't come without a non-disclosure agreement. Joe was on set most of the time, so he kind of figured it out, and he was like, "Can you fill me in?" Turner shared while talking to Entertainment Tonight's Leanne Aguilera at a WonderCon in Anaheim, California. And he signed an NDA and everything, so it's all good. The 8th and final season of the show kicks off on April 14th, but Turner shared how the difficult goodbye started long ago for her. In fact, the 23-year-old actress confessed that stepping out of the shoes of her character, Sansa Stark, for good sparked stepping out for good sparked an identity crisis, and it's only thanks to therapy sessions that she has been able to deal with the life change. 6 or 7 months ago, just after Game of Thrones finished, I went through a bit of wobble, as I think everyone would, when 10 years of your life is suddenly like gone and you will never be that character again. Turner shared, "I went through a bit of an identity crisis and suddenly feeling a little bit inferior. And then, therapy really helped, and now I kind of own everything." Indeed, Turner is killing it post-Game of Thrones, filming in addition to her personal life at a high thanks to her upcoming wedding to Jonas. She's also about to make her mark with her first leading role in blockbuster film as title character in X-Men Dark Phoenix, the latest in X-Men franchise. The film sees Jennifer Lawrence's character Mystique get killed off. So, there's a part of this article that's a spoiler that I'm not going to give, and I'm kind of mad that they even said this in the interview, because they shouldn't have said anything. So I'm going to skip that. Of course, it's the Game of Thrones goodbye, which likely caused the most tears, reflecting on what she would miss the most about the series and its tight-knit cast. Turner admitted everything before concluding that the power she felt Sansa Stark was unlike any other role. So when I'm talking about the spoiler that I'm not going to talk about, it's the spoiler from the new Dark Phoenix movie. she said something that I don't want to talk about because that like spoils it for everyone. So I'm skipping past that. That's what I meant. All right, so now back to Game of Thrones. I think the thing I will miss the most is being in character, in costume, on these amazing sets, and being with this crew of people for 12 hours a day, and these other actors in their costumes as their characters. She means like being on the ground of Winterfell as Sansa Stark. I never felt more powerful than I have as her in Winterfell. So I've just never been happier on a set than Game of Thrones. So Entertainment Tonight is in Las Vegas all this week with exclusive reporting on the biggest stars from the CinemaCon. An inside look at Las Vegas' most iconic hotspots and exclusive content from the 2019 American Country Music Awards. So don't miss it. There you go. will.i.am defends Michael Jackson and calls society hypocritical and fake. Oh, yes, he did. Okay. Picture of Will sitting in a panel talking with his left hand holding, left hand out, like he's about to say something to break something down. He says you can't cancel everything that has a questionable past. In the wake of the Leaving Neverland documentary that highlights in detail the alleged sexual abuse Wade Robson and James Safechuck endured by Michael Jackson when they were children, the backlash against the late singer came down heavily as television and radio stations swiftly pulled Jackson-related material from their programming. Celebrities have stepped forward to defend Jackson's honor, including T.I. and, as odd as it was, Barbra Streisand. Adding his name to the list is Black Eyed Peas rapper will.i.am, who was a good friend to Jackson. According to reports by British publications, including the Mirror UK and Sky News, will.i.am states that the allegations made against Jackson, we live in a very, 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 very hypocritical, double standard, fake society. will.i.am reportedly said, I can name 1,000 other products that we still buy, still use, that are owned by folks that have done the most horrendous things to people. Millions of them, and we don't take their products from the market. You're not talking about banning Bayer that made chemicals to kill all the Jews. Oh, I didn't know that. Now, mind you, this is what will.i.am is saying. This is not what Captain Keith is saying. So this is what will.i.am is saying. You're not talking about real crap, and yet you want to flex on a song. Bayer is really responsible for chemicals that killed millions of people, but they're headache medicine now. Are you going to ridicule them for their past? Are there reparations that need to be done for that? He added, imagine every country that ever had slaves. People said never travel to these countries because of what they've done in the past. Are you not supposed to do anything with anyone who ever did anything ill in the past? England, Spain, Portugal? That's not that long ago. He is breaking it down. He is. Are there reparations for everyone who's done something ill? I could name 1,000 more ills that are worse, but we're going to pull songs. The artist went on to say that it seems as if black entertainers are the main targets of smear campaigns. I don't know what to trust or believe when I don't know who's behind it. will.i.am continued. Obviously, it's money. When the Beatles catalog and Sly and the Family, when the Beatles catalog, Sly and the Family Stones catalog is still with the estate, I'm torn because that's not the Michael Jackson I loved and always will love. Wow. It's a smear campaign. There's been a number of smear campaigns in the past. If he did it, it's sad and inhumane. If he didn't, what's happening is sad and inhumane. And for somebody that knows him, you're torn. You have the doc. Your heart wants to believe them, but they're on record line. So how am I supposed to trust that? I mean, yeah. I mean, what do I say to that? Pictures of will.i.am and one of Michael Jackson. So there that is. Lori Loughlin remains friendly and polite while shrugging off questions about college admission scandal. Yeah, it's one of my favorite stories. I'm not going to lie. Celebrity mom scandals. Celebrity mom crimes. Celebrity mom alleged crimes. I love it all. Lori Loughlin is staying mum about her legal drama and the possible ramifications of her alleged involvement in the ongoing college admission scandal. The former When Calls the Heart star was spotted leaving a yoga session in Brentwood on Saturday and briefly spoke with paparazzi who asked her about whether or not she was afraid of potentially going to jail. I am sorry, I can't talk to you, Loughlin said politely but firmly in a video first published by TMZ. You can follow me around all day if you want, but I just can't comment right now. But thank you for your time. She is charismatic. She's smooth. As Loughlin, who kept a low profile and bright pink yoga ensemble. How can you keep a low profile in bright pink yoga ensemble? In a white brimmed hat, got into her car. She politely thanked the cameraman, who said he wished her the best. The moment felt exactly how her when Calls the Heart character Abigail Stanton would have handled the same situation. I mean, when you're nice to paparazzi like that, I mean, what can you do? If you're the paparazzi, you're gonna be like, oh, she was really nice. You know, it's she has the right approach. Very diplomatic. I am impressed. I'm not gonna lie, I'm impressed. More on Lori Loughlin after this break.
Tired of searching the vast jungle of podcasts? Now listen close and hear this out. There's a podcast network that covers just about everything that you've been searching. Hey! The Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network is here. Nothing less than a podcast bliss with endless hours of podcast coverage. From news, sports, music, fashion, cooking, entertainment, fantasy, football, and so much more. So stop lurking around and go straight out to the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. Guaranteed to fill that podcast itch. Whatever it may be. Visit us at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and download us on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Google Play.
And once again, you're listening to Golden State Media Concepts Entertainment Podcast. It's your Captain Keith. Talking about Lori Loughlin. Let's get back to it. So the video comes just a few days after Loughlin and her husband, fashion designer Massimo Giannulli, were spotted in public for the first time since the emissions scandal began earlier this month. The pair were photographed having a conversation outside a building in Orange County. Loughlin was taken into custody by FBI agents in Los Angeles on March 13th after being one of 50 people, including her husband and fellow actress Felicity Huffman, charged in a college admissions cheating scam in which they allegedly paid money to fraudulently secure their children's admissions into elite universities. The couple and their children have reportedly been laying low at their Bel Air home since the scandal hit. Loughlin and Giannulli are set to appear in court next week to face a felony charge of conspiracy to commit mail fraud and honest services mail fraud. There it is. And Nipsey Hussle chaos erupts at memorial. Multiple people injured. Picture of Mr. Nipsey Hussle. Multiple people are injured and police and paramedics are on the scene of a Nipsey Hussle memorial after a loud noise sent people scrambling. Thousands showed up outside Nipsey's clothing store where the rapper was gunned down just a day before. Monday night video from overhead shows the crowd suddenly break into a panic and began to run from the area. Reports on the ground say a loud noise that sounded like gunfire sent everyone scrambling and causing a stampede, injuring multiple people in the process. At this time, the reports of gunfire don't seem to be supported. It's unclear what the loud noise was that started the chaos. The LAPD released a statement saying our men and women are on scene and making every effort to protect everyone in attendance at the Nipsey Hussle vigil. Reports of shots fired at the vigil do not appear to be accurate. We do have injured in the chaos and are attempting to restore order. The statement continues, we understand the community is mourning and we feel your loss. We are asking for everyone to follow the officer's directions and disperse from the immediate area. TMZ broke the story Nipsey was murdered Sunday outside of his clothing store. Video surveillance of the attack shows a man walk up on the rapper and others before firing multiple shots. The cause of Nipsey's death is listed as a gunshot wounds to the head and torso. Man. His killer has not yet been apprehended, but I may have I have an update on that. Nipsey Hussle shooting suspect ID'd Eric Holder, community activists and others don't call it gang-related. Let's see. So far, as of this posting, authorities have not made an arrest in the killing of Nipsey Hussle. On Sunday, however, police have identified a suspect, 29-year-old Eric Holder of Los Angeles. They claim that Holder walked up to Hussle and 2 other men in the parking lot of Hussle's Marathon clothing store in the Hyde Park neighborhood on Sunday afternoon fired numerous shots and fled in a waiting vehicle driven by an unidentified female. Seriously? The LA County Medical Coroner says Hussle died from a gunshot wound to his head and torso. I just said this. Police say the killing of the 33-year-old rapper and entrepreneur and community provider was gang-related. Does that mean Holder is a gang member? As of this posting, we don't know. Not so fast, says community activist Skip Townsend, who is not buying that the shooting was connected to gang violence. A common stereotype when hip-hop artists are killed. Let's stop all the rumors in the community about who might have done it. It's no gang violence. This is a targeted situation, and it was not gang-related. Townsend told reporters at a press conference on Monday there was no one gang member that came to target the Crenshaw and Slauson area. Nipsey made himself accessible. He did not run. He did not hide. He was here daily. Okay, if it wasn't gang-related, what could it possibly be? T.I. thinks he knows. He says it's because the gunman couldn't stand to see another person shining and leading his community by example. In other words, someone was straight up jealous of Nipsey, says T.I. And I think, unfortunately, there may be some truth to that. Okay, we get where Tip is coming from, but what there are also those who think Nipsey's killing goes much deeper. That's a part of a hidden agenda by those in power, the man who wants to keep the black man not only down but wants to extinguish him. That's the line of thinking is represented by Corey King of the Ghetto Doctor podcast. Well, yeah, of course, yeah, but yeah, that's yeah, I don't agree with that at all. Nah, the man did not kill Nipsey Hussle. I don't think that. No, I don't. No. And in more entertainment news, new Game of Thrones promos provide glimpse of new footage. Before I get to that, there's an update on Nipsey Hussle's murder. Nipsey Hussle murder suspect captured and handcuffed on video. At 3:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time today, on a Tuesday, Holder's been transferred to LAPD custody now. He's being held without bail for Nipsey's murder. This guy. At 2:25 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, law enforcement sources tell TMZ murder suspect Eric Holder is in custody. The man arrested early Tuesday afternoon is in fact Holder, who is suspected of murdering Nipsey Hussle. The woman who is the suspected getaway driver reportedly turned herself in. A man matching Eric Holder's description has reportedly been captured in the LA suburb of Bellflower. Law enforcement sources tell us LA County Sheriff's Department deputies nabbed him around 12:53 p.m. today at the 900 block of Artesia Boulevard, at the 9000 block of Artesia Boulevard. We're told he's been detained for now, and LAPD is responding to make a positive ID. Dispatch audio TMZ has obtained and identifies a possible 187 suspect, meaning homicide suspect, and they confirmed that it was him. One of the most intriguing was an email. One of the most intriguing things about this case was that there was an email that either Nipsey Hussle himself or someone at Roc Nation sent to LA Police Commissioner Steve Soberoff, which he read publicly. As we reported, Nipsey wanted to get together with the police to work on ways to prevent gang violence in his neighborhood. The email read, "Our goal is to work with the department to help improve communication, relationships, and work toward changing the culture and dialogue between LAPD and the inner city. We want to hear about your new program and your goals for the department, as well as how we can help stop gang violence." Soberoff says the meeting will happen in honor of Nipsey whenever his family and Roc Nation are ready to do it. LAPD Police Chief Michael Moore says he doesn't believe Nipsey's murder, allegedly carried out at the hands of Eric Holder, was gang-related per se, and that it wasn't a conflict between rival gangs. Moore says that there was a personal dispute between them. Chief Moore urged Holder to surrender and anyone with information about his whereabouts to come forward. Yeah, that was before they got him. This is so sad. And there's actually video footage of him getting shot. Yeah, well, I'm definitely going to, like I said, I knew who Nipsey Hussle was. I just never got into his music. I never even thought about it. And I hate that these type of things have to happen for you to pay more attention to people and to artists. But after reading about all of his philanthropic endeavors in his neighborhood, how can you not be impressed by this person? And, he's a father of two, and my heart goes out to his family and his children, his companion, it's, his fans, everything, his community. Well, the suspect is in custody, so we'll see what happens from there. And if it's proven that he did do this, his life is over. If it's proven, so we'll see. But we will all be watching. Game of Thrones, new Game of Thrones promos provide a glimpse of new footage. It's a picture of the Ice King. Pretty cool. Game of Thrones new footage provides a brief update for the it says for the fiends. Okay. Only a little less than a fortnight remains until the triumphant return of HBO's Game of Thrones. And while footage has been scarce since the arrival of the epic debut trailer, a pair of new promos have delivered a brief glimpse of some new scenes. And as any Thrones fiend can attest, mere seconds are good enough. The most part, they're both made up of footage from the original trailer through a few new shots. Let me reread that. Okay. For the most part, they are both made up of footage from the original trailer, though a few new shots are included. For one, we get a new look at Beric Dondarrion in action, wielding his flaming sword. It's safe to say that he, Arya, Jon Snow, and the Hound are all included in a fiery battle at some point. There's also a clip of Tyrion Lannister speaking at a council of sorts. A betting man might suggest he's speaking in defense of his brother Jaime, who appeared in a similar setting during the OG trailer. Check out the footage. I can't even show the footage. I have to check it out. I haven't even seen it yet myself. The Dead Don't Die trailer sees Selena Gomez, Danny Glover, RZA, and more handle zombies. Yes, another zombie movie. Yay! Because there's not too many of those, right? This zombie movie looks promising. Selena Gomez has been pretty low-key lately, aside from her recent I Can't Get Enough video with J Balvin and few shares to Instagram. However, Selena has now shared the trailer for a new film she's a part of, dubbed The Dead Don't Die, about zombies, as you'd expect from the title. The movie is by Jim Jarmusch. Okay, he's pretty cool. And features an impressive cast such as Tilda Swinton. Love her. Amazing actress. Bill Murray. He's also great. Adam Driver. Austin Butler. Chloe Sevigny. Yeah, I love her too. I'm not going to lie. I do. Danny Glover. Caleb Landry Jones. Rosie Perez. Yeah, I like her. Iggy Pop, my hero. Sarah Driver. RZA. Hey, RZA. What else is there to say? It's RZA. Carol Kane. Yeah. And Tom Waits. So yes, love RZA too, if you didn't know. Yeah. The trailer below sees the perfect mixture of comedy and horror, while the zombies who head out to kill find themselves gravitating towards things they did when they were alive. One zombie is looking for a Chardonnay while another plays tennis in the park. Okay, that does sound funny. All right, I will watch that. And plus, I'm dying to see RZA in a zombie film, pun intended. I'm just curious about that. What's he doing in this film? And a zombie playing tennis, yeah, I got to see that. Looking for Chardonnay, okay, that's funny. The Dead Don't Die hits theaters June 14th. Okay, so the trailer's available. Not too long ago, Justin Bieber shared a statement to Instagram to those claiming that he doesn't love his wife, Hailey Bieber, citing his former relationship with Selena. I absolutely loved and love Selena. She will always hold a place in my heart, but I'm head over heels in love with my wife, and she's absolutely the best thing that has ever happened to me, period, he wrote. Okay, that's nice. And in more entertainment news, Jim Carrey is beefing with Mussolini's granddaughter. So, yeah, we got to Nipsey Hussle dying. We didn't get to T-Swift home invasion yet, but that's on deck. But now we're getting to Jim Carrey beef. All right, picture of Jim. Fascism put a stank on Jim Carrey's mood this weekend. Jim Carrey's bizarre worldview is ultimately informed by long stretches of cabin fever. In that regard, Saturday afternoon was like any other for Jim Carrey, especially as it pertained to social media musings. At 1 p.m. Jim Carrey time, something compels him to post a caricature of Mussolini. Bear in mind, Benito Mussolini is essentially Italy's least beloved dictator, a historically relevant authoritarian, yes, but not somebody that is spoken about all too often in contemporary culture. The image he posted places Mussolini and his mistress Clara Petacci at the scene of their final execution in 1945, Il Duce, probably. If I understand Jim Carrey correctly, he's attempting a historical line of succession for fascism, which incidentally pairs up nicely with his anti-right-wing politics, the likes of which manifest into daily outbursts of no consequence to anyone but himself. Except in this case, the Mussolini tweet would finally present him with an opportunity he always relished, a Nazi hunting expedition or the next best thing, yada, yada, yada. Carrey's tweet reaches Mussolini's granddaughter of all people. The actor probably thought he was attacking such a reviled character would be a safe bet. And to be honest, that makes sense. So basically, Alessandro Mussolini responds by calling Carrey a bastard, but then it gets kind of weird. I mean, I get that he's your grandfather, but you know who he was, right? Right? More on this story after this break.
Golden State Media Concepts bring you Book Review Podcast, a haven for bookworms of all ages and the widest genres, from mystery to memoirs, romance to comedy, fantasy to sci-fi. If you love to read, this is a podcast for you. It's the Golden State Media Concepts Book Review Podcast.
And once again, you're listening to GSMC's Entertainment Podcast. It's Captain Keith. So let's finish this Jim Carrey story. So nationalism gets implicated in the discussion, and all of Mussolini's granddaughter, herself, a politician, actually weird, is picking apart the problematic history of white America, including a post where she uses Rosa Parks as an argumentative point. Just another Saturday afternoon, nothing to report here. Oh, that's just, okay. So, I mean, I get that, I guess you love your grandfather, even if he was a brutal dictator, okay. But, yeah. Yeah. Truth is still truth. And another part of this, the podcast episode, and we're right here. T-Swift home invasion. Taylor Swift's home intruder pleads guilty after multiple break-ins. Look like this is an update. A Manhattan DA spokesperson confirmed on Monday that Roger Alvarado pleaded guilty to one count of criminal contempt in the first degree and was promised a sentence of 2 to 4 years in state prison. Sentencing is expected to be handed down on April 15th. A man has been arrested for, after breaking into Taylor Swift's New York City apartment early Thursday. That's him. NYPD confirms that Roger Alvarado was arrested at 2:45 a.m. on Thursday, last Thursday apparently. Police say he climbed onto the second floor balcony and used a brick to break Swift's window to enter property. The security system alerted police where they found Alvarado. He is charged with burglary, criminal contempt because he violated order of protection, criminal mischief, and possession of burglar tools, a brick. We also have learned that Taylor was not at home at the time that Alvarado broke in that Thursday night. Alvarado was arraigned before the judge, Ilana Marcus, on the charges of attempted burglary in the second degree and criminal contempt in the first degree. Judge set bail at $30,000 cash for a $75,000 bond. This is the second time in less than a year that Alvarado has been arrested for breaking into Swift's home. He was previously arrested after breaking into the 29-year-old singer's apartment in April. At the time, the NYPD charged him with stalking in the first degree, burglary, criminal mischief in the third degree, and criminal trespassing in the third degree. So why didn't he stay in jail? You tell me this is the second time he did this to the same person? Seriously? Wow. On December 7th, Alvarado pleaded guilty. He pleaded guilty to attempted burglary and was promised a 6-month prison. He was promised a 6-month prison sentence. So in February, Alvarado was officially sentenced to 6 months in jail, though he had already served the majority of his time, according to reports. A Manhattan District Attorney's Office spokesperson stated that at the time of the sentencing in February, that Alvarado had accepted a plea deal which states he will serve 6 months in jail and be on probation for 5 years. He also has to abide by a protection order for the next 8 years, the spokesperson said. It was just yesterday that Swift opened up about her safety in her letter for Elle's April issue, 30 Things I Learned Before Turning 30. My fear of violence has continued into my personal life, Swift wrote. I carry Quick Clot Army-grade bandage dressing, which is for gunshot or stab wounds. Websites and tablets have taken it upon themselves to post every home address I've ever had online. You get enough stalkers trying to break into your house and you kind of start prepping for bad things. That was published on March 7th of this year. She shouldn't have to feel that way. That's not nice. I'm sorry to hear that, but definitely we support you, Miss Swift. You need to feel safe. And this guy definitely has some screws loose. Definitely, it's like, okay, you're a fan. All right, bro, let it go. Okay, okay, you can be a fan. Being a fan doesn't give you the right to break into someone's home. Not cool, man. And then he got 6 months. Seriously, for wow. But there's no double standard in the justice system, is there? Anyway, a judge orders bench warrant for Tori Spelling in bank lawsuit case. Tori, say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. Tori Spelling is in trouble with the court. The actress failed to show up at a hearing on March 29th, spurring the California court to order a bench warrant issued to the star and held to a new date. Bail was set at $5,000. The hearing was continued to May 1st and is connected to her ongoing legal battle with City National Bank, which sued her and her husband, Dean McDermott, in 2016 for failing to fulfill payments on a $400,000 loan stemming from years earlier. At the time, the couple failed to pay and owed $185,714 plus an additional $2,407 in interest and $681 in late charges for a total of $188,803. In May 2017, the court ruled on a default judgment after the couple missed the deadline to respond to the bank's allegations in court. According to a writ of execution filed on March 28th, Spelling now owes more than $260,000 as a part of the judgment, including interest accrued after the judgment. On Monday, the star updated fans on Instagram revealing that she had traveled to Tel Aviv with Jenny Garth to film a commercial for a children's clothing line. However, it's unclear where she was on Friday. So different E! News has reached out to the star's rep for comment. On Friday night, her longtime husband took to social media to defend the star against online critics over what snacks the children ate. Hey, everybody, I'm sick and tired of everybody taking a shot at my wife, Tori Spelling, he said in a selfie video. Just because she's a celebrity, they think they can say and do whatever they want. She posted about a snack. It's a snack, people. Haven't we given our kids a snack before? Cakes, cookies, whatever. It's a snack. He continued, she's a great mom. We're great parents. Our kids eat healthy. They eat lots of fruits and vegetables, and occasionally they have a snack. So can we get over ourselves? I mean, that's nice and that's sweet, but at the same time, dude, it's like you make more of a big deal about it when you go online and say all that. Because if you have to tell me that you're a great parent and a great mom and dad, usually when you have to say that, you're usually not. I'm not saying that's the case with you, but I'm just saying it's all about perspective. Some things don't deserve to be dignified with an answer is what I'm saying, Dean. Or what's his name? Yeah. yeah, some things don't need to be dignified with an answer. You know, you're not feeding your kids strychnine, so it's all good. So, you know. But hey, I get it, though. I get it. But yeah, like I said, some things don't need to be dignified with an answer. And in more entertainment news. So we speak about the Academy Awards and how the winners from that, and that's such a big deal. And it is a big deal. You know, we live in a country where we have all kinds of great competing in different award shows, so people can get acknowledged for what they do. So the 2019 NAACP Image Awards, the complete list of winners, and there's a picture here of King T'Challa and Black Panther. It's cool. It was a night filled with many winners at the 50th annual NAACP Image Awards. Right on. Hosted by Anthony Anderson, the stars stepped out to attend the annual celebration at the Dolby Theater in Hollywood on this past Saturday, and to also take home some trophies. Leading the pack was Black Panther with a total of 14 nominations, including Outstanding Motion Picture, Outstanding Actor in a Motion Picture, and Outstanding Ensemble Cast in a Motion Picture. Among many others, Black Klansman, Crazy Rich Asians, If Beale Street Could Talk, Widows, and The Hate U Give were also up for multiple awards. So I have to still see If Beale Street Can Talk. I heard it's pretty excellent. I have to see The Hate U Give. Widows was excellent. Black Klansman was great. Crazy Rich Asians was great. I'm glad that was nominated. I really am. On the TV side, Blackish, Insecure, 7 Seconds, Atlanta, How to Get Away with Murder were among the most celebrated series at this year's event. Jay-Z received the President's Award during the ceremony, and Beyonce won Entertainer of the Year. Oh, yeah, I can see that. The NAACP Image Award is a multicultural award show that celebrates the accomplishments of people of color in television, music, literature, and film, as well as honors individuals or groups who promote social justice through creative endeavors. So for film, the Outstanding Motion Picture, the nominees were Black Panther, Black Klansman, Crazy Rich Asians, If Beale Street Could Talk, and The Hate U Give. Black Panther won Best Outstanding Motion Picture. Very cool. Outstanding Actor in a Motion Picture. The nominees were Chadwick Boseman from Black Panther, Michael B. Jordan from Creed 2, Denzel Washington, The Equalizer 2, John David Washington, The Black Klansman, and that's Denzel Washington's son, actually, and Stephen James for If Beale Street Could Talk. The winner, Chadwick Boseman, Black Panther. Right on. Outstanding Actress in a Motion Picture. The nominees were Amanda Steinberg from The Hate U Give, Constance Wu, Crazy Rich Asians, Kiki Lane, If Beale Street Could Talk, Sanaa Lathan, Nappily Ever After, and Viola Davis, Widows. The winner was Amanda Steinberg from The Hate U Give. All right, right on. Outstanding Supporting Actor in a Motion Picture. The nominees were Brian Tyree Henry, If Beale Street Could Talk, Mahershala Ali, Green Book, Michael B. Jordan, Black Panther, Russell Hornsby, The Hate U Give, and Winston Duke, Black Panther. And for the Outstanding Supporting Actor in the film, Michael B. Jordan, Black Panther. He did a great job, too. Outstanding Supporting Actress in the Motion Picture. Oh, excuse me. I'm making noise over here. So the nominees were Denai Guerrera from Black Panther, if I'm saying her name right. Letitia Wright, Black Panther. Lupita Nyong'o, Black Panther. Okay. Regina Hall, The Hate U Give. Regina King, If Beale Street Can Talk. Denai Guerrera from Black Panther won. Outstanding for Best Actress, Best Supporting Actress. Awesome. Outstanding Independent Motion Picture. Okay. The nominees were Black Klansman, If Beale Street Could Talk, Nappily Ever After, Sorry to Bother You, right on, and Traffic with a K. And If Beale Street Could Talk won for Best Independent Film. Outstanding Breakthrough Performance in a Motion Picture. Nominees were Storm Reed for A Wrinkle in Time, Letitia Wright, Black Panther, Winston Duke, Black Panther, John David Washington, Black Klansman, Kiki Lane, If Beale Street Could Talk. Letitia Wright won for Black Panther. Outstanding Ensemble Cast in the Motion Picture. The nominees were Black Panther, Black Klansman, Crazy Rich Asians, The Hate U Give, and Widows. Black Panther won. Right on. Television, Outstanding Comedy Series. The nominees were Atlanta, Blackish, Dear White People, Grownish, Insecure. Blackish won. Outstanding Actor in a Comedy Series. The nominees were Anthony Anderson, Cedric the Entertainer, Donald Glover, Dwayne Johnson, Tracy Morgan. Anthony Anderson won for Blackish. Outstanding Actress in a Comedy Series, the nominees were Danielle Brooks for Orange is the New Black, Issa Rae, Insecure, Logan Browning, Dear White People, Tracy Ellis Ross, Blackish, and Yara Shahidi, Grownish. Tracy Ellis Ross won for Blackish. Right on. Outstanding Supporting Actor in a Comedy Series, Essence Atkins for Marlon, Marsai Martin for Blackish, Natasha Rothwell for Insecure, Uzo Aduba for Orange is the New Black, and Yvonne Orji for Insecure. Marsai Martin won for Blackish. Outstanding Drama Series, okay. The nominees were How to Get Away with Murder, Power, Queen Sugar, The Shy, and This Is Us. Power won, right on. Outstanding Actor in a Drama Series, okay, let's see. Jason Mitchell from The Shy, Keith David, Greenleaf, Kofi Siriboe, Queen Sugar, Omari Hardwick for Power, and Sterling Kane Brown for This Is Us. Omari Hardwick won for Power, okay, for playing Ghost. Outstanding Actress in a Drama Series, the nominees were Alfre Woodard for Marvel's Luke Cage, Notori Naughton for Power, Rutina Wesley for Queen Sugar, Taraji P. Henson for Empire, and Viola Davis for How to Get Away with Murder. Taraji P. Henson won. Awesome. Outstanding Supporting Actor in a Drama Series, Jesse Williams for Grey's Anatomy, Joe Morton for Scandal, Jussie Smollett for Empire, Romany Malco for A Million Little Things, and Wendell Pierce for Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan. Jesse Williams won for Grey's Anatomy. Outstanding Supporting Actress in Drama Series, the nominees were CCH Pounder for NCIS New Orleans, Lynn Whitfield for Greenleaf, Sanaa Lathan for The Affair, Susan Kalichi Watson for This Is Us, and Thandie Newton for Westworld. Lynn Whitfield won for Greenleaf. Outstanding Performance in a Comedy or Drama Series, the nominees were Erica Alexander for Black Lightning, Book of Consequences, Chapter 3, Master Lowery, Kendrick Lamar for Power, Kerry Washington. Okay, let me redo this. So the nominees were Erica Alexander for Black Lightning, Kendrick Lamar for Power, Kerry Washington for How to Get Away with Murder, which is Leahy versus Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, Loretta Devine for Love Is, Tisha Campbell Martin for Empire, and the winner was Kerry Washington for the How to Get Away with Murder, Leahy versus Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Right on. Outstanding Television Movie, Limited Series, or Dramatic Special, Behind the Movement from TV One, Jesus Christ Superstar, Live in Concert, NBC, 7 Seconds, Netflix, The Bobby Brown Story, BET, The Simone Biles Story, Courage to Soar, Lifetime. The winner was The Bobby Brown Story from BET. Outstanding Actor in Television Movie, Limited Series, or Dramatic Special, Brandon Victor Dixon, Jesus Christ Superstar, John Legend, Jesus Christ Superstar, Michael B. Jordan, Fahrenheit 451, Russell Hornsby, 7 Seconds for Netflix, and Woody McClain, The Bobby Brown Story. And Michael B. Jordan won for Fahrenheit 451. There's a lot more, but I think I'm gonna drop off of that. So you get the gist. Pretty cool stuff. Well, good people. Well, you know what? I have one more story I was going to read you guys, actually. Let me get to that. It's right here. The Spice Must Flow. New Dune movie starts shooting. Right on. Principal photography has begun on the newest adaptation of Frank Herbert's epic sci-fi novel Dune. Herbert wrote 6 novels in the series altogether with Dune, off of Chilton Books in 1965 being the first. After his death in 1986, the author's son, Brian Herbert, and Kevin J. Anderson have co-authored an impressive further 26. Wow. The last time someone attempted to bring the story of the big screen came 33 years ago with director David Lynch's film. That vastly underrated movie was an unparalleled masterpiece in production design, but it altered 1 or 2 elements of the source material more than some fans liked. That's my favorite sci-fi film of all time, so whatever. Brian Herbert recently tweeted that the cameras had begun rolling for the new adaptation. Let's see. Fans are particularly excited for this new movie because the director Denis Villeneuve did an incredible job handling the sequel to another sci-fi property that inspires similarly extreme protectiveness from fans, Blade Runner 2049. Directing that film in 2017, despite serious misgivings over whether a Blade Runner sequel could ever be worthy of the original, Villeneuve proved beyond a shadow of a doubt that the franchise was in the right hands. Yes, he did. Excellent film, excellent cinematography. In addition, the recent casting announcements have also met with much approval from Dune's feverish fan base. Josh Brolin has signed on to play Gurney Halleck, the role previously played by Patrick Stewart. Oscar Isaac will make a formidable Duke Leto Atreides, previously played by Jurgen Prochnow. Jason Momoa will play Duncan Idaho, right on, previously played by Richard Jordan. Dave Bautista will take on the meaty role of Glasso Beast the Raban. Yes, that's Glasso Beast the Raban Harkonnen, the Baron's nephew. Javier Bardem will play Stilgar. Stellan Skarsgård will play the delicious role of Baron Harkonnen. And on it goes. It's truly a dream cast. Dune is being filmed on location in Budapest, Hungary, and Jordan is slated for November 2020 worldwide release. I get to watch it next year. Yes. It's going to be a 2-part film, too. It says right here, according to the IMDb, Villeneuve has confirmed that his adaptation will be split into at least 2 films so that the original story would be preserved and not to cut into a million pieces. Right on. I can't wait. I'm excited. The spice must flow. That's right. That is right. Yeah, and Lynch's version was an amazing film, so I've already gushed about that before. Well, good people of the planet Earth and the known universe, you've been listening to Golden State Media Concepts Entertainment Podcast. This is your Captain Keith. I hope you had a good time. I know I did. Thank you once again for listening. Appreciate you all. And until next time, see you somewhere out in space.
You've been listening to the Golden State Media Concepts Entertainment Podcast, part of the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. You can find this show and others like it at www.gsmcpodcast.com. Download our podcast on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, and Google Play. Just type in GSMC to find all the shows from the Golden State Media Concepts Podcast Network. From movies to music, from sports to entertainment, and even weird news. You can also follow us on Twitter and on Facebook. Thank you, and we hope you have enjoyed today's program.